What is up, everybody? Escape211 here, and we are on the test server once again playing some footage from the Nade Launcher 12. I will put up the build, but it hasn't changed because I think you kind of need good implants to make this build overall work. And it's not one that I love. My feelings on it hasn't really changed about the Nade Launcher in general, but there is an event going on for this, so I wanted to talk about that because people have asked me about it. But there's also another event that's going on for Archangel, which is really good. If you haven't picked up Archangel, now is the time to do it. I hope they do more events like this, and then hopefully he gets in the inventory after that. But the one I want to talk about is the Nade Launcher 12-1. For this being a new weapon, it's kind of nice that they're actually doing this for acoins, but it is very expensive, all right? So if you want the latest and greatest new stuff, you could get this one, but you're looking to spend at max 15k acoins. So for those that hoard or grind heavily, that might actually be nice, and then you don't have to spend the money, but it is crazy expensive. Now, this weapon I don't think is the worst weapon in the game. I actually think it's pretty balanced and it's kind of a fun weapon, but I don't think it's one that's worth spending that level of resources on compared to some other stuff. And that's ultimately what this boils down to, because people are thinking, do I really want to get this or spend my resources on it? Especially if you have limited resources, I definitely think you should save that for more important stuff, especially certain things on the progress path that you could get or for other crate rush events, all right? Because I like the idea of this weapon, but the more and more I play with it, the more I realize just the trajectory of this weapon. Even though it gives you a lot of flexibility and you can hit targets up close, you don't really have a lot of opportunity on maps. You are somewhat map reliant based on, if structures are too high, either close to you or close to your enemy, they're not going to hit. If you can't get the right elevation versus your enemy with the structures, you're not going to hit. If there is not a good enough funnel to make sure you can hit targets on certain things, it's going to be very hard to hit them. If there's too much overhang, it's just more restrictions than you would see for rocket mortars. I do think this is like the indoor version of rocket mortars, but that's not necessarily saying anything all that great for this weapon. I think there's other things better indoors to use. I also find it really hard, like in this shot right here, to corner shoot without overly exposing yourself. I practically have to stand out there to corner shoot from the same side I'm shooting from, and it really doesn't make it useful or good. I do think that most maps have good spots, like the Mech Arena map, or like the Sky map, or this map, like right where I am right now, have areas where you can stand that are pretty good for you, but you do have to find really good positioning, and not all maps have it, and not all situations call for it. So you are limited to that, and I think that really hampers how the weapon functions. Like I said, that doesn't mean it's a bad weapon, but I don't think it's one that, is really good and certainly not worth the price tag. But that said, I do like the way they released this event crate rush for a brand new weapon. So I hope they do more of that, but then of course they gotta make sure they make it available later on, in some other form. We're still waiting for that solution for the progress path that they're trying to put in. I don't know how long that's going to take. Man, it's been forever. So I really hope that happens soon, just because that's been a big thorn in my side, and I know for a lot of other players too. But you guys can let me know your thoughts on this weapon and these events in the comments below, and we will see you out there on the battlefield.